Okay, so let's start with the hadith number 4 today. Okay, so who wants to read? Just raise your hand and I'll put inshallah. Okay, Farah.
The whole just hadith?
Yeah, just hadith.
Okay. Ubayd bin Samit radiallahu anhu.
Ubaidah.
Ubaidah bin Samit radiallahu anhu reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said one day when Ramadan has drawn near, the month of Ramadan, the month of blessings has come to you, wherein Allah turns towards you and sends down to you His special mercy, forgiveness forgives your faults, accepts prayers, appreciates your competition for the greatest good, and boasts to the angels about you. So show to Allah your righteousness, for verily the most pitiable and unfortunate one is he who is deprived of Allah's mercy in this month.
Okay. So in hadith number 4, it's explaining by Ubaidah bin Samit radiallahu anhu. Reports Rasulullah said one day when Ramadan had drawn near, the month of Ramadan, the month of blessing had come to you. Nabi Muhammad is trying to explain the importance, like when Ramadan was very near. Nabi explained that the month of Ramadan is a month which has so much blessing, and month of Ramadan is a beloved month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turn toward the toward the person, like who is asking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is thinking about the faults, who Allah is ready to accept all the prayer which you are doing, whatever good deeds you are doing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just ready to give rewards to all your good deeds. And not only Allah is giving reward to all your good deeds, but Allah is increasing all the reward, that we studied in the last hadith, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala multiply the reward 70 times more, right? So that person will be very 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 unblessed, we can say, the one who knows that Allah mercy is all over in the month of Ramadan, and he, as we discussed last time, that he passed the month as it is. So we should be very very careful when the Ramadan is here, and we should spend time reciting the Quran. We should spend time, as we discussed, doing zikr, catch up all your salahs, other than your first salah, your tahajjud, your chat, your ishraq, your awabin. So we all know, like after isha you can read your tahajjud salah anytime. Okay, it's not necessary to sleep and to wake up for reading the tahajjud. So right after your isha or your tarawih, just read your tahajjud, and inshallah if you are going to sleep, then you will get the reward for tahajjud. Or if you sleep and you plan, like I will waking up for sihri, and at that time just wake up little early, and then inshallah read your tahajjud, make dua. That's a special time for making dua. And inshallah, in the same way, ishraq namaz right after 10 or 15 minutes after sunrise, you can pray before going to school. And then charged, you can read around 10, between 10 to 11. The time is gonna change, right? So you can read, yeah, between 10 to 11, I think, till when the time will be changed, then you can read till 11:30, I guess. But check the time for the ishraq. And awabin is a salah which we read 6 rakat right after maghrib. Okay, and make a niyyah of 2 rakah, then 2 rakah, then 2 rakah, and then inshallah you can read your awabin namaz is basically a tawbah namaz, okay, of asking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah just plan accordingly, like if someday you miss some salah, I'm not talking about the first salah, but I'm talking about the ishraq, charged, or these extra salah. So you can make your Ramadan more beautiful by adding these salah in, at least in Ramadan. And someday if you skip, let's suppose, your charge, your ishraq, but don't skip your awabin, so try to read all together, whenever the time of reading, whatever the salah time. But But if skip, sometimes shaitan say, oh, you skip in the morning, so no worries, just skip in the afternoon and let's continue from tomorrow again. Okay, so don't do like that. If you missed, okay, try to catch up the next salah, inshallah. Okay, so let's go to hadith number 5. Okay, who wants to read hadith number 5? Okay, Nabiha.
It's Noor.
Yeah.
Okay. Abu, Abu Sa'id kada
Khudri.
Rasulullah anhu
Khudri. Abu Sa'id Khudri.
Rasulullah anhu realized that Rasulullah sh- shall- how
Sallallahu
is
Alaihi Wasallam.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, during each day and night of Ramadan, Allah sets free a great number of souls from hell. And for every Muslim, during each day and night, at least one prayer is certainly accepted.
Okay, so this hadith is very beautiful, narrated by Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu anhu. This narrates during each day and night of Ramadan. When Ramadan will come, during the daytime and the nighttime, Allah set a great number of souls free from Jahannam. You know, the souls which were must go in Jahannam because of their bad deeds. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy is this much strong in the month of Ramadan that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, fine, I will let this person out of Jahannam. I'm not gonna send this person in Jahannam. So the people who are definitely going to Jahannam, that people will also be free from Jahannam because of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Ramadan. So this is one thing. And second thing is, for every Muslim, okay, there is a time, okay, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not reject the dua you ask. Okay, so for every Muslim during each day and night, at least one prayer is certainly accepted. Okay, so make it habit to read dua. As I said, the dua in the Sehri time, the dua in the Sehri time and dua at Aftari time. These two times are very, very, very important. Okay, so keep this in mind. Like sometimes what happen, like the duas, suddenly do not come to our mind. Oh, I want to ask this from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, or this is the time. But sometimes what happened, like the mind is not figuring out, like, okay, I have to particularly ask this dua. Okay, so write on paper in advance, okay, what dua you want to ask in Ramadan. Okay, what are your important duas? Like make a list, like for family I will ask this dua, for myself I will ask this dua, for neighbors I will ask this dua, for Jannah I will ask this dua, for my grave I will ask this dua. Okay, so make a, you can schedule in this way. For the worldly things I will ask this, for the hereafter I will ask this. Okay, so this way, when you will make categories, then the dua will automatically come to your mind. Okay, at the time of death, these dua I will ask. Okay, for myself, for my family, and for my relative, or for my siblings, or whoever, for my neighbors, the one who knows, the friends. And okay, so make a category, write that category. And if dua is also in your mind, just write all those duas. Okay, the person who passed away, sometimes we have so many family members, okay, they passed away. And when we sit, sometimes the names do not come in our mind, right? So the better way, you can say all the Muslims, men's and women's. Okay, so you can include in this way. But if they are very beloved to you, then you can include with the name your nana, your nani, your dada, your daddy, your other close family relation, if passed away, because they also wait for us. Like we send some duas, we send some thing for them. Okay, so include them in your duas. Keep this in mind and make a category in advance. Okay, so I will ask this dua, this dua, this dua. These are the categories. Okay, so one who are alive, one who passed away. and the one who are alive, like make three categories: one for yourself, one who are other people who are alive, including your parents, neighbors, relatives, friends, and uh, who else. Okay, the it's a big category. Okay, so and third, the one who passed away. Okay, so make three big categories. Okay, and the subdivision, then you can write. Okay, you will ask about the future, you will ask about, for past, you will ask forgiveness, and for your shadi, for your job, for your future, whatever comes to your mind. Okay, so organize yourself that, okay, at that particular time I have to ask this one. Other than this, keep this in mind, there are books. Okay, I will share the link of the book. Okay, that is Hizbul Azam. It is the best book. Okay, all the duas are written in the book. Inshallah, I will share the link, because if I will search right now it will take a little time, but I will give you the link. Okay, the dua book the dua is in Arabic, but the translation will be in English, inshallah. So take a book, sit down, and make it habit to read the book. So the book is very beautiful. Like, the book has parts. Give me a second, I'll tell you. um like, mon like, let's suppose this is a book. Okay, so this book has part. Okay, so Monday, it's written like from here till here, you can recite, you can read the dua on Monday. The Tuesday you can read this part, Wednesday you can read this part, Thursday you can read this part, same way Friday you can read this part, Saturday you can read this part, Sunday you can read this part. So I know it is very hard to finish the entire whole book, so they make it very easy. Okay, Monday read this part, Tuesday read this part, Wednesday read this part. It doesn't mean like on Wednesday you have to read this part particularly, but just to make, for our convenience, they divide it. So it feels very easy and very light. Like, okay, I will hold the book and I will read the Monday part on Monday, Tuesday part on Tuesday. So what will happen entire whole week? You can finish the you can finish and you can cover all the duas. This book include all the duas which we should ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, including the duas in the Quran, including, all the other duas. Okay, so inshallah I will share the link with you all, and inshallah make it habit from this Ramadan to read that book. But sometime, just keep in mind, sometime what happened when we are reading the duas from the book, emotionally we do not feel connected. Okay, emotionally we feel like, okay, I'm just reading like a book. So keep this in mind, dua is not to read like a book. Okay, dua is something you feel it from your heart, that you are asking this desperately from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are making dua and you have write a list and you are just reading by looking, and you are not feeling from inside, okay, you are just reading it like you read an ordinary book. Okay, so then you cannot impress Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you cannot please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dua is something that you are begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the bottom of your heart. Oh Allah, I'm asking this and I want this from you. So this feeling should be there when you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you raise your hand, okay, I still remember what my teacher said, when we raise our hand, like our dua hand. Okay, and when you say Ameen, you have seen, right? We just turn our hand toward our face. So when you are turning and you are saying Ameen and you are just wiping your hand on your face, feel it that whatever I was asking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has put in my hand. And when I'm saying Ameen, I hope Allah has accepted. This much emotionally you feel a connection when you are asking dua. And it is very good if you have tears in your eyes, that means you are really feeling what you are asking. And it's written, like, if you don't have tears in your eyes and you are not feeling that kind of connection when you are asking dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then at least make a face that you are crying and you are begging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it will be way better, sit alone and try to make a good connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One time I was reading a story that one person, he accepted Islam. I think I told this story before. Like, one person, he accepted Islam, and he asked, a taxi driver, can you please drop me to the masjid? And he said, okay. So when he was going out for praying, so he said, the taxi driver, are you also going to pray? He said, yes, yes, I will also go to pray. The taxi driver came back, and that person came. It took a very long time, and when the person came back, then the new Muslim, when he came back, and the taxi driver asked him, like, oh, you took so long to pray. I was waiting for you for so long. You know what he replied? He replied back, actually you are by birth Muslim, so the connection to the connection a person should build during the salat time is very easy for you to build, because you are by birth Muslim and you know how to be emotionally connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you are reading your salah, when you are reading your Quran, when you are making dua. But because I'm a new Muslim, so it is very hard for me to build a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala emotionally, that I can feel that he is in front of me, that I can feel that he is listening me. I can feel that he is somewhere close near to me when I'm making dua, when I'm reading salah, when I'm reading Quran. This much you should connect yourself when you are reading Quran, when you are reading Salah, and when you are making dua. So this much connection you should feel. And once you will feel Allah is in front of me and Allah is listening me, I don't know who said this. I don't know Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu or who, but the words I still remember, that if I want to build connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I start reading Quran. And when I want Allah build connection with me, I start when I think when I want to build my connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I start reading salah. And when I want Allah build connection with me, I start reading Quran, because all the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the Quran. So this much we should connect. And this is also called in Arabic khushu and khuzu. Sometimes we read salah, but it's the khushu and khuzu is all missed. Okay, the connection is all missed. In our brain is thinking something else, our heart is thinking something else, our mouth is reading the salah or Quran or whatever. Like, we are very much disconnected. Okay, so keep this in mind in Ramadan. Remind yourself every single day, every single night, Allah is accepting my one prayer. So if you will recite from the book, if you will remember all the deceased, the people who, all the people who passed away, all the people who are alive, yourself, your family. So think, like, if every single day Allah will accept your one dua in the morning, in the daytime, and one dua at night, Allah is accepting two duas every day, right? So you have 30 days in hand. That means 60 duas will surely be accepted. Okay, so don't miss that chance. This is a very, 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 very unique chance. Like, Allah will accept your dua. So be very organized in making your dua. And as I said, dua should not be in in a way that you have no connection. You are just reading it and you are not feeling any kind of connection. That's why when you are in the masjid, maybe you have seen all the people who are reading the dua on 27th, or the night when they finish Quran, they are crying when they are reading, when they are asking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even though the Imam of Kaaba, right, if you hear the duas, they are making dua and they are crying at the same time. Why? Because the crying shows, the tears, the crying shows that you have built a very good connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to grab the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards you. It is very, very important that sit alone and you have tears in your eyes, your face is like that you are crying, you are begging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This connection, if you are not making, when you are making dua, and you are making dua like Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar, and that's it. Okay, so this is not a way of making dua, inshallah. So fix this from this Ramadan, that you will ask dua, you will read salah with a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When people at the time of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when they read Salah, one time what happened, like I snake, because the house was not a brick, made up of brick, right? So one time I snake, just fell down from the roof, and the baby was, laying down. So someone grabbed the baby and ran away. Baby was crying, and there was all over so much noise in the house. When he just say assalamu alaikum and finish salah, and then people start saying, oh, the snake was there, and everyone was shouting, and he said, oh, I didn't hear a snake was there. I was busy in reading salah, I didn't hear. This much connection you should feel when you are reading your salah, when you are making your dua, when you are reading your Quran, that what is happening right or left, other than your mom and dad call, right? If mom is calling you, you have to answer in one single call. If dad is calling you, you have to answer in one single. But other than that, what is happening in the TV, who is talking on phone, what mama is doing in the kitchen if she is cooking, or what other siblings are playing or doing or talking, you shouldn't pay attention towards them. Okay, once you say Allahu Akbar, you should feel like I have left everything behind, and now only me and my Allah. In the same way, when you are making your dua, only me and my Allah. When you are doing the zikr, only me and my Allah, okay, and no one in between us, okay. So this much connection you should feel, and you should start working on this, inshallah, from this Ramadan, because we all know the khushu is all missing. We are reading our salah, but khushu is all missing. We are not focused, we are not yeah, we are reading it, but we are not feeling it, okay. We are reading it with no connection, okay. So inshallah, uh make it habit from this Ramadan, that I will inshallah try to build a good connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not, don't wait for Ramadan, but this is, in salah, start doing it, okay. And for the Quran as well, okay. If you are reading Quran, doing other stuff at the same time, you are just not fulfilling, the Allah's requirement. You are reading Quran to make Allah happy, but rather than making him happy, rather than pleasing him, it's a cheating, right? So always sit down, stop whatever you are doing, what teacher is saying, listen very carefully, because this is a very precious time. You will never ever get in entire whole life that every single day someone is coming talking about Ramadan, talking about yourself, talking about Jannah, talking about Jahannam. Might you will go in some bayan, or but classes have a different effect, okay. When teacher is talking, it always a good reminder entire whole life, okay. So if you will do two things at the same time, you will not get the essence what teacher is talking, okay. So you will feel like, okay, I'm listening what she's saying, but you will not feel it. This is a time, sit down, leave everything, and listen very carefully what my teacher is trying to say, and try to absorb in your heart, okay. And then inshallah, it will be helpful entire whole life. Like it will you will feel like whenever Ramadan will come, okay, my voice is in your mind, and you are feeling okay at that time. But it, till now, sometimes I say, okay, I still remember what my teacher said, but this story is 10 or 12 years ago, right? When I said, okay, my teacher was telling this, so I still, whenever it's Ramadan, whenever some important days, and her voice always in my mind, okay. Because she always say that leave everything aside and listen what I'm saying to you. So this will affect, this effect will be long lasting. Otherwise, if you will do two things together, then you will just feeling like, oh, when she will be finished, like I have to go, I have to do my works, okay. So inshallah, I hope the same, like sit down and pay good attention and listen, inshallah, what we are talking, okay. So Kamil, can you start reading Hadith number 6?
Okay. Abu Hurairah radiallahu an reports Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "There are three people whose dua is not rejected: the fasting person until he breaks the fast, the, the just ruler, and the oppressed person whose dua Allah lifts above the clouds and opens onto it the doors of heaven." And Allah says, "I swear by my honor, verily I shall assist you, even though it may be after some time.
Okay, so always remember, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reports Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, three people's dua Allah never ever rejected. Okay, we are reading from the last few hadiths that the fasting person not only fish pray the dua for the person who is fasting, but Allah subhanahu wa taala do not reject the dua of the person who is fasting if he is asking something until he break the fast. Okay, so by the time from seri till aftari, if you are fasting, then whatever dua you will make, inshallah, more chances that Allah will not reject the dua. Okay, a ruler, the one who rule with justice. Okay, Allah will not reject the dua. The oppressed person, Allah will not reject the dua, and the more chances that, like, as we read in our last hadith, one dua accepted day and night, but hopefully if you are fasting, if you are a ruler, a kind and honest ruler, or if you are oppressed person, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not reject your dua. Okay, so it's a little detail, but inshallah we will go, if we will have time after finishing all the hadiths, then we will go on the details and we will talk about a little hadith number 7. Okay, Shamil.
Simon auntie,
Yeah.
I think Hadith number 7 is the start of the presentation Hadiths. Wait, let me check. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem, no problem. At
Oh.
least you will be having some extra points to add in that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Shamil.
What is the first word for short form?
Ibn Umar.
Oh, Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu relates Rasulullah alaihi
Sallallahu alaihi
wasallam said, verify Allah and his Malik send Malaika send mercy upon those who eat sahri.
Okay, so this is also very important that Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu relates Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, sometime what happened, people think like, okay, if I'll have a dinner little late and then I will sleep and I will wake up in the Fajr and I will pray Fajr and it will count as if fasting. Okay, so always keep in mind that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said the person who eats sari, Allah and the malaika of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send mercy on that person. Sometimes some people feel really really hard to wake up in sahur and for sihri, and it's a good motivation to all those people, because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and malaika, when they send the blessings to all the people who wake up for sehri, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it's a barakat, the khana of barakat. Okay, so sehri is something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only give reward on eating in the middle of the night, but sometimes some people say, oh, in the middle of the night if I wake up I couldn't eat anything. So eat something. Okay, eat something, because this is something which on which Allah and Nabi Muhammad, Allah and Malaika is send the blessing. Okay, so never miss the sahri. Okay, it's an important part. Okay, and other than that, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the only difference between Ahl Kitab, like Jewish and Christian, and us is the sehri. Okay, they also fast, but they do not, have sehri, and we do sehri. We Muslim do sehri when we are fasting. Okay, so this is also a difference. Okay. Other than that. Okay, so hadith number 8. Okay, Farah. So I'm not going in too much detail about the seri, because as you will be covering in the presentation, inshallah, this part. So I want to go with all the hadith, and then inshallah, if we will have time, we will talk about, we will go in little more detail some other time, inshallah. Okay, during Ramadan time, inshallah. Yes, hadith number 8.
Okay. Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu relates that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Many of those who fast obtain nothing through such fasting except hunger, and many a one performs salat by night, but obtains nothing by it except the discomfort of staying awake."
This is very, very, very important. Okay, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu relates Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "What happens? Some people fast. We have talked a lot about this. Some people fast, but they do not get anything at the iftari time other than the hunger or the thirst because they waste their roza. They do not fulfill the requirement because the requirement is not only to be hungry and thirsty. The requirement is there is a big list. What is the requirement? You have to stay away from sins. You have to no backbiting, no lying. Okay, you have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to pray. You have to spend your time remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a form of zikr, in a form of reading Quran, by doing good deeds, helping others, doing sadaqah, and you have to make sure you have your zakat has been paid. Okay, so there are so many things, but what happened, we try to find other ways to spend our time. When I still remember when in India, when we were in our childhood age, we say to our moms, okay, can we go and play with our friends, because this way we can pass the evening time. Otherwise we just start telling her, oh, we are hungry, we are thirsty, blah 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 blah. So we find some ways, but that was a childhood age. Okay, now we are not in a childhood age. If you are above 15 or 15, that means this is the right time to pay good attention. If you are fasting, how to keep my fast up to date, that when I present my fast in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the evening, there must not be any hole. Like how when your teacher gives presentation, I always give this example. When your teacher assign a presentation to you, okay, and you have to make a board, okay, and you decorate your board and you make a very nice presentation, and the day you are going to school presenting your presentation, let's suppose you take your board outside and raining start, okay, and entire whole ink on the board, it is spread all over, and then you are in your school door, and now you have to present in front of your teacher, and your board is in your hand but it's all messed up, right? In the same way, you are fasting, you are doing sehri, you are keeping your roza from the middle of the night, and you are passing your time, and after in afternoon, evening, or in morning, you did something wrong which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said not to do, okay, some haram kind of mistake, or some major mistakes or minor mistakes, okay, minor, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not allowed us, right? So what is happening, you are feeling okay, my roza is good, I am having my roza, but at the day of at the time of iftari, when you have to present that roza in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then feel it like what kind of rosa you are presenting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your rosa have so many holes, it's all messed up, right? So this is very important, that you must understand, you must learn what are the things which mess up my rosa, and what are the things which will beautify my rosa. So if you have clear knowledge, and if you will act upon, then inshallah in the evening you can present your rosa in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a form of iftari, that, oh Allah, I keep my roza, and I am presenting in front of you as it is, as you want, right? So this is the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we can make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy. And the people who fast but they do not care how to maintain my fast, how to make it, how to keep my fast safe from messing up, then when they present their fast in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the evening, they didn't get anything other than hunger and thirst. Okay, so this hadith number 8 is will be explained in the hadith. I don't know what the hadith number, but inshallah we will read the detail after. And in a same way, the salah, okay, the salah which we perform, either the salah fajr, zuhar, asr, maghrib, isha, or the tarawih, or the the tahajjud or ishraq or chash or awabin, if we are reading this salah or first salah or sunnah or tarawih, whatever, okay. Sometimes what happened, like we say Allahu Akbar, and as I said, we are distracted, we are sleepy, we are sometimes sleep is not in our control, but for no reason you are sleeping and you are just watching here and there. Oh, mom is asking to read, so I have to read. Sometimes it happened like, okay, mom, sometime when I still remember in my childhood, when my father say, okay, you have to read the salah, and my father always put a chart on the wall, and he marked when we pray, and he always said, okay, at the end of the month you will get the gift if your salah will be 30, all 30 days, okay. So just to show him that we are praying, we stand up on the prayer mat. Our focus is 0% focus, but we are just reading our salah just to show him that we are praying, because we want that gift, right? He was doing that so we can make it habit to read salah. He was doing it right, but because of childhood age we were doing same. But sometimes the childhood age never gone, right? Till now, sometimes we feel like we are disconnected when we are reading salah. Sometimes we feel like, okay, when we are reading salah, we are not focused, we are just reading salah to show others, or we are reading because oh, this person is watching me, or I have to answer this person, mom is watching, or we are in the masjid, or everyone is reading, that's why we are reading. So it's all inside your heart, what feeling you have when you are reading your salah, okay. So sometimes you are standing in the middle of the night reading salah, but you are not getting anything other than staying awake and are discomforted, okay. So if you are reading, okay, if you are sad, if you are happy, anyways you have to read. So why not we feel it like, okay, reading salah, and as I said, make a good connection when you are reading salah, okay. Because new Muslims, they feel, oh, they are so blessed, they are by birth Muslim and they know how to pray, they know each and everything, they know how to build the connection. And how unlucky we are, how unblessed we are, that we do not care that how to fulfill all the requirements, okay. So inshallah, just keep this in mind, and we will take one more hadith, and inshallah after that we will finish our class, okay. Okay, so who is reading? Nabiha.
Okay. Hadith number 9. Abu Ubaidah Raziallah anhu reports, I have heard Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, fasting is a protective shield for man as long as he does not tear up that protection.
Oh, the same thing as we discussed in our last hadith, that it fasting is a protective shield for a man, okay, as long as he does not tear up that protection, okay. So when you are fasting keep you safe from doing so many sins. If you feel it, I'm fasting, like if someone is disturbing you, someone is saying something bad to you, you can say that person, oh, please don't, I'm fasting, I don't want to involve myself doing anything with you, because talking to you, or backbiting, or telling lies, or whatever. Because if I will involve myself, then I will lose the reward of my fasting. I will complete my fast, but the reward will be all gone, right? So fasting sometimes keep you safe from doing sins which you normally do in other days, but you should feel it, oh, I'm fasting, okay. So is you are feeling like someone is some two or three people are talking, and you suddenly feel, oh, they start backbiting, you if you cannot stop them, the first the first level is to stop them if someone is doing wrong. If you cannot stop them from your mouth, from your word, then feel it. Then first is stop them with your hand. Don't do that, okay? But if you cannot do that, this is first level. If you cannot do that, then go on the second level, okay? Try to say with your mouth, okay? And try to stop that task, okay? But if even you cannot do that, then at least feel it that this person is doing wrong and don't be a part of it, okay? So sometimes what happened, someone is talking, let's suppose you are sitting in a friend's gathering, and normally this is a normal talk. Oh my, this teacher is not good, this is bad, this do this and that and that. So sometimes you just involve yourself unnecessary, like she is not bothering you, that teacher is not doing anything to you, but because that person get hurt, and that person is just talking with others, and you are listening and you become a part, okay? So keep this in mind. Backbiting is something sometimes you do not involve directly, but you involve indirectly. So Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said both things are not allowed in Islam. One time Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, they asked Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if someone is talking with, if two people are talking and one person is saying something bad about another person, but if that thing present in that person, then Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that is backbiting. Okay, so if that person has some bad habit and you are talking and you are highlighting that habit, that is backbiting, right? So so the Sahaba asked Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and if someone is talking about someone but their habit is not present, and they are pretending and they are just assuming, but actually it's not present in that person, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, then this is a buhtan, this is a blame, okay? So both things are not allowed in Islam. It counts as a major sin. It's not a minor sin, because always remember, minor sins, when we make wuzu, it go automatically. When we do some good deeds, it wipe out automatically. The minor sins wipe out automatically, but the major sins never wipe out automatically. You have to sit down, you have to think, you have to ask forgiveness from that person, and you have to feel sorry from the bottom of your heart that, oh Allah, I did wrong and I will not do it again. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then chances that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you're apologize, if your sorry is from the bottom of the heart, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you if it's a major sin. And there is a list of major sin, so you should always be very careful in roda. If you are fasting and you are doing a major sin, okay? So backbiting counts as a major sin, telling lies count as a major sin, blaming someone count as a major sin. So always stay away from these kind of guna as well. If you are going to school, do not involve yourself in any kind of backbiting, in any kind of blame to your friends, teacher, or anyone else. Because sometimes this is a normal talk, okay? But you are just not only wasting your rosa, your fasting, but also you are it's wipe out your all good deeds, okay? So always stay away. And other than that, if you will not say sorry, then it will not be erased from your book of deeds, okay? So we should be very careful, because shaitan is always after us. Whatever good deeds we do, he try to wipe that good deeds. He will keep you know um, working hard that, okay, this person has two good deeds, I have to wipe that good deed, I have to erase that good deed from the book. So inshallah, keep this in mind. And arguments, swearing, okay? And there are lots of things, okay? So when you will make your presentation, and the person who is doing this hadith, inshallah, include each and everything, okay? Sometime when you are talking about other, this is also very important. During the time of our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, two women were fasting and suffered a pangs of hunger to such an extent that the fast became unbearable, and both were on the point of death. Okay, so two ladies, they were fasting and they were about to death because of hunger. This much they were feeling the hunger. So the Sahaba brought this to the notice of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who sent a ball commanding them to vomit into it. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave a bowl to them and asked to vomit. So they said, I didn't eat anything. How could I vomit, right? And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when asked to vomit, they both vomited in a bowl. Piece of meat and fresh blood were found in it. So they were surprised. We didn't eat meat. How the meat is coming out from in my vomit? The Sahaba were greatly surprised. Upon which our Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, they fasted with halal food. In the morning, in Sari, they fasted the halal food. But actually, what happened? They fasted the halal food from Allah, but partook of haram food by backbiting other people. But both the ladies were backbiting while they were fasting. From the above, it also comes very clear by backbiting during the fast. The fast becomes so much more harder. Okay, so keep this in mind. You know the people who say, okay, how much time is left for the aftari? How much time is left for the aftari? This normally happens to those people who do not fulfill the requirement of the rosa. So as the rosa is going to end, they feel it more harder to bear. Okay, and if you will make yourself sinless entire whole day, you will feel your rosa very light at the end of the day, and you will feel, oh, I can, if 1 or 2 hour more, I can bear it little more. This much easy you will feel your rosa, and this much hard a person feel when a person commit himself or herself in the major kind of sins. Okay, inshallah. So we will keep this till here. As I explained what is backbiting, Rasulullah replied to mention something about your brother behind his back, which he would resend. The Sahabi then said, and is it still backbiting if the things mentioned about him is really true? Our Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, in that case, if that which was mentioned is really true, it is precisely backbiting. But if what is mentioned is false, then you have in fact slandered him. Okay, once our Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed by two graves, he said, on both the inmates of these graves, punishment is being inflicted in the grave. One is being punished because of backbiting, and the other because of not having taking precaution to stay clean when passing urine. Okay, so Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was passing from a grave, and he found in the grave that two people are getting their punishment. Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam explained the people who were with him that this person is getting the punishment in the grave because he was backbiting, and other person, when he passed the urine, he do not try to uh, keep himself clean from the drops of urine. Okay, so these two things are very very important. Okay, so whenever you are passing your urine, it shouldn't touch your body and or your clothes, or if something happened like you have to clean or wipe out, like if you have elderly in your home, always make sure that they should stay clean and pure. And angels will be always around when you are clean and pure. So if you have elder person in your home, in your family, then this is your responsibility to make them clean all the time. Okay, so because if they are not able to do by themselves, so inshallah help them too, rather than feeling, oh you, rather than these kind of words, help them, and help them to make themselves clean all the time. Okay, and make feel worry like maybe they need a clothes change or something. Okay, and second, backbiting, it proves not only just messed up the rosa or fast, but also the backbiting hurts will hurt you in the grave as well. Okay, it not only eat all your or wipe out all your goodies, but also it will affect when you will be in the grave, or people get a hard punishment when they will be in grave because of their backbiting. Okay, so backbiting is a very 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 dangerous thing, because if you are saying that about someone, as I said, this is a sin. But if you are listening and you are not feeling good strength to stop that person, this is also a sin. Okay, so better to stay away or move away from that place where someone is backbiting if you cannot stop them. Okay, so don't ever feel like I was not a part. Some people say they were talking, I was not a part of it, but it's proof, it's written. Like if you are listening and the words is going to your ears, you are a part of it, okay? Because you didn't stop them, okay? So keep this in mind, inshallah. And that's it. Pretty long. So inshallah, we will continue from this, the third part, okay? The third two we have covered. So the explanation, the third one, inshallah, because this is little important, okay? How to make our rosa, how to make our, how to care for your rosa, okay? Because only fasting is not enough. How to care your fasting, this is also very important, okay? So inshallah, we will keep it till here. Last time what happened, I didn't ask you. At least share one point. What did you understand before leaving? So at least I know that, okay, you all were listening and you have some points in your mind, okay? So at least share one point. So inshallah, then we can finish the class, okay? So just one point, okay? So who wants to start? Okay, Farah.
Just like about anything?
Any hadith, yeah, any hadith, whatever point, you feel like, okay, this was important for me, like,
Um,
okay, it touches my heart, or I will, make sure that I will do that, whatever. Yep.
Well, for me, I think the most important one is the backbiting one, because I think in school it's really easy to listen about somebody talking bad about somebody else or drama in general. So I think it's really important for me to be careful around that and try to stop it when I see it, because it's not good to talk bad about anybody.
Anybody. And if sometimes you feel like you cannot stop them, just move away from there. Just to make sure that your rosa, should be safe. Okay, inshallah.
Yeah,
Just for
right.
safety, inshallah. Okay, yes, Nabiha?
It's Noor.
No, okay.
I also think it's really important about like backbiting and slandering, because I feel like most of the time people like they think that just because they're not saying anything, like it's okay. But like I thought it was really interesting that even though we're not saying anything, it's like important not to even be involved with those type of people.
Very good. We shouldn't involve those kind of people. Yeah, very good. Shamil?
Probably that don't be thinking about like bad stuff during Ramadan. Always think about positive stuff, like read the Quran and that stuff.
Alhamdulillah, always think about positive, and sometimes, some days, if you feel your iman a little weaker and some bad things coming to your mind, read Auzu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. Okay? Auzu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim means, oh Allah, keep me safe from shaitan. Okay? So that shaitan will not be the original shaitan, but it will be your nafs, your inside shaitan. Okay? So inshallah, that Allah will, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, I'm not able to keep myself, stay away from this, so you help me, and inshallah in that case Allah will help you, and you can just distract your mind somewhere else, doing something else rather than doing that bad thing. Okay, yes, Kamil, because we are all human. We cannot we can, it's very easy to talk 0% sin, but it is very difficult in our practical life, 0% sin, right? So we should find some smart ways, like if this happened, then what to do, like distract your mind somewhere else, like move your divert your mind somewhere else. So inshallah this can help you doing at least keeping safe from doing any kind of guna. Okay, Kamil, yes.
Lying. Like, do not lie
Lying.
at all, because that can break your fast.
Lying is something, yeah, it can break the fast. Okay, yes, Nabiha.
I also find it interesting when like the statement, duas, you can't just read duas, you have to feel them.
Very
Because
good. This, yeah, yeah, complete.
I think it's really easy to, just read off, like, give me this, I want this, forgive me. But to feel it is, it actually shows your iman. And so I really think that's something that's actually super important.
Very good, very good. Because still, I remember when our teacher, it was the entire whole lecture about dua. What are the requirement when we are making dua, how we should say it, how we should ask, how we should feel connection. So it's a separate chapter. So inshallah, someday we will talk about that, because normally we read dua. We do not we do not feel it when we are asking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have memorized few dua, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar, Rabbirhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira, this, right? And we are just reading it. Sometimes we don't, sometimes we are not feeling connection because we don't know the meaning, and sometimes we are not feeling connection because we are just reading it and we watched other people that they are reading the same, because normally we do not see the people are feeling connection, they are crying, might be your parents or a grandparent, but nowadays it's very rare, right? And sometimes when we see someone is crying during, making dua, we feel, oh, what a drama, like why this person is crying. No, but you have to feel a good connection when you are asking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you are begging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, I want this from you, right? And and uh, and I want it, and I have no other option where I will go other than you, right? So you are the only hope for me, and I'm asking this to you. So if you are begging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that begging must be with some good connection. Okay, you must have tears in your eyes when when the tears move down. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the dua immediately. Okay, so because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala feel that this person has very good connection with me, that's why his heart is crying, that's why his eyes is eyes has tears, right? So when you feel this kind of connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, feel it, your iman is on very high level, very high level. When you are not feeling what is happening around when you are praying, it doesn't mean even that you even don't know that what you are reading in the salah. Sometimes you are on the third rakah and sometimes it happens. Shaitan make you distract and you feel, oh, what I read in my first rakah, what surah I was reciting. I don't know it happened to you or not, but it happened normally. Like sometimes it make you forget like what surah I recite in the first salah. It shouldn't be happen, okay? Sometimes shaitan, distract in this way too. It shouldn't be happen, but keep this in mind that okay, feel a little disconnection with the environment when you are reading salah. So that is why it is recommended, read the salah at the corner for the girls, for the ladies, read the salah at the corner of your house where there is no noise, no one is moving here and there. The If someone is talking, if someone is watching TV at the same place, if you are reading salah, you will never ever feel the connection, a good connection. To build a connection, go at the corner, sit alone, you read the salah in a way that you can feel a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make a dua that you can feel the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When reading Quran, feel a connection that I'm reading Quran. I don't know what is the meaning, but I'm trying to understand, like I'm trying to feel it, okay? In the bottom of my heart, yes, I'm reading the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, from this Ramadan, inshallah, try to practice this. Okay. Yes, Kamil or Shamil, who raised hand and then lower? You
It was
have some
me.
point? Yeah, you
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
avoid swearing and arguments.
Yeah, okay. Swearing, argument. Someday, inshallah, we will talk about all the major sins. There are so many major sins, okay? Robbery or, adultery. Or always keep in mind in adultery, like not only involve yourself physically, it's not only that. If you're watching something from your eyes, the one glance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not, because it's by accident, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not question you, okay? But if your second glance, if you look second time, from that time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angel will start writing your guna. So adultery is not only that you are involved, that you involve yourself physically. If you are watching from your eyes, this also count in zina, okay? Adultery. If you are hearing, it's count adultery, okay? If you are talking, it's count. If you are using your hand, feet, or your mind or your heart, everything counts, okay? So keep this in mind. It not only break the fast, but in normal days this also counts. Sometimes you feel, oh, I was not physically connected in this kind of thing, but if you are hiding from your parents, if you are hiding from the other people, but you are doing it in alone, then keep this in mind that one glance, Allah will angel will not start writing, but the second time your desire will look back, and at that time angel will start writing. And this this not only that you are connecting physically, eyes also do a little free, our ears also do a little free, mouth also do a little free. Okay, so keep every part of your body safe from this guna. This is the biggest guna nowadays, because we have cell phones, we have social media, we have screen all the time in our hand. So it is very hard to keep yourself safe, because every time some ads pop up, and then you just going on and on and on. Sometimes you don't want to involve yourself, but some ways you involve yourself, right? So better stay away from the screen time in Ramadan, because and the easiest way, what I tell you, what I tell my kids, the easiest way, not to sit alone. Sit in the gathering of your family. Sit somewhere where every other people are close by. So inshallah, when you have habit to sit in the middle of the people in the family, then more chances to keep you safe from guna. Okay, whenever you will make habit to sit alone, shaitan always attack on you. So make it habit, even though you are doing your homeworks, whatever you are doing, try to sit in your living room. Okay, most of the time try to sit in the living room where everyone else, other people are sitting, so you will feel, if even though a ad pop up, so you can, like other people are sitting around, right? Okay, and at the same time, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, you keep me safe. Okay, because this is a guna which is very very normal nowadays, and sometimes shaitan make you distract. Okay, this is something you are not doing it physical, right? But anyways, this is a major sin. Okay, so there is a list of major sin, which inshallah someday we will discuss, but before Ramadan, whatever possible, because if March break will not be off, then we will be having sessions, but inshallah we will try to keep talking about these things in Ramadan. So inshallah, if this will not be helpful, at least this Ramadan, so you will keep in mind, and someday, inshallah, Allah will make your iman this much strong that you will be able to fight with shaitan and with your nafs, inshallah. Okay, so alhamdulillah, and jazakallah khair for listening a long time. Inshallah, I hope this will help all of you. Alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair for sharing all the point. It helped me to understand. Yes, you all were listening. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so jazakallah khair. Have a nice March break. And I'm always available on my cell phone. If you have any question, you can anytime ask me. Okay, my number is 647-772-8811. Okay, so you can note down, you can send me a message. I can save your number too if you have your personal number, inshallah. And I'm always available. Whenever you have any question, inshallah, you can ask me anytime. Okay, so we can read dua. Okay, subhanallah wa bihamdihi,
Subhanallah bihamdihi.
subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika,
Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika.
nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta,
Nashhadu an la
La
ilaha
ilaha
illa
illa
anta.
anta.
nastaghfiruka
Nastaghfiruka
wa natubu ilaik.
Wa
wa
natubu
natubu
ilayk.
ilaik.
Subhana rabbika
Subhana
Subhana
rabbika
rabbika
rabbil izzati
rabbil
rabbil
izzati
amma
izzati
yasifun
amma
amma
wa
yasifun
salamun alal mursalin
wa
wa
salamun ala
salamun alal
mursalin.
mursalin
walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
walhamdulillahi
Alhamdulillahi
rabbil
rabbil
alamin.
alamin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a good break. Allah Hafiz,
Allah
Salaam
hafiz,
auntie.
Allah hafiz, Allah hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Everyone left so fast. Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Allah hafiz.